Before anything else, I just want to say that the things that I share in my videos are things that I've learned from experience, and I'm just a girl on the internet who love personal finance and real estate and love talking about it. With that being said, you should do a lot of research and due diligence before buying a property. Hey everyone, I'm Chris and welcome back to the channel where we talk about investing in real estate and saving money to help you guys achieve financial freedom. In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys the 5 additional things I check for before buying a property. Aside from the usual checks like number of bedroom, bathroom, the size of the house, whether there's a carport, whether it's a cross lease or a freehold property, there are other very specific things I check for. This isn't arranged according to importance, by the way, but one of the first few things I check is if I can add value to the property. There are several different things that fall within the category, and one of them is the size of the land. This is important to me because I will know whether or not if I can add another dwelling or even a sleep out on the same property. In Wellington, you can build up to 50% within the inner residential zone and up to 35% if it's outer residential zone. It's different in other parts of the country. You can just Google this information or you can ask the real estate agent because they will know. Take this house for example. The size of the house is 100 square meters and the size of the land is 710 square meters. So if you do the math, 35% of 710 is 248.5 square meters. So just based on the math alone, it seems like you can add another dwelling the size of 148 square meters. So aside from the size of the property, I also check the bird's eye view, and I do this on the Trade Me Property app under Insight, and you just type the address and you can see the bird's eye view. So based on the math and the bird's eye view, it seems like I can add another dwelling to this property. I checked the bird's eye view because I have another house as an example. The size of the house is 90 square meters and the size of the land is 517 square meters. So 35% of 517 is 180 square meters. So just based on the math alone, it seems like I can add another dwelling the same size as the original house. However, if you check the bird's eye view, you will discover that they've situated the original house on a diagonal, so it's not very good use of the land. I can't really know for sure, but it seems like it will be difficult to add another dwelling into this property or even just a sleep out. An architect will be the person to know for sure because there are other requirements like how many meters you need to be away from the neighbors, stuff like that. But just because of how they've put the original house, it seems unlikely. Another important thing I check is recent sales. If a house is selling for tender, you don't know what other people are offering, right? And of course, you want to make the best offer in order to get the house, and at the same time you don't want to overpay. So that's why you want to check recent sales, and for that I use the Trade Me app. Again, it will be under Insights, or you go to homes.co.nz. You can type a specific address so that you can check out recent sales in that area. Like this house, it's a 2-bedroom and it's sold for $950,000. The RV is $660,000, so it's sold almost $300,000 above RV in Feb 2021. When you go back to the map and zoom out, you can check out other houses that sold recently within the area like this one. The address 1B tells me that this isn't a freehold house. It could be a cross lease or a duplex, and it sold in March 2021 for $710,000, which is $150,000 over the RV. The data both in the Trade Me app and in the website homes.co.nz can be a month late because house sales isn't really public yet until settlement date. So another thing I do is I go to the agent and I ask for the data on recent sales in the suburb that you're interested in because they can give you much more recent information. And if you really want to get technical about this, you can use an Excel spreadsheet, put all the data that you've gathered so that you will know how much percentage people are offering in a specific suburb. Like for example, in the suburb Island Bay, based on recent sales, people are offering 40% above RV. Next thing I check is the market rent, and you go to the tenancy website for this. You type in the suburb that you're interested in, and the website will give you the actual rent people are paying because this is based on the bond that people have lodged to tenancy services. Like for example, a house in Newtown, the median rent is around $750 per week up to $800 per week, depending on how modern or how warm the house is. Even if it's a house that I tend to live in myself, I still check the rental market per room. This website tells me that a room in Newtown, the median rent is around $215 per week up to $263 per week. People at work ask me about buying a property, and I always tell them that when you finally get your property, you rent out your spare bedroom, because $200 per week in rent is already $10,400 per year, and that can go straight to your mortgage repayments. Now let's go to mortgage repayments. This is also very important because you want to know exactly how much money is coming out of your bank account once you start paying for your mortgage repayments. The very first thing I do is I Google the different interest rates the banks are offering, and after that I go to the ANZ mortgage calculator. I love this calculator because it has several useful features. I think everyone should use this before buying a property because you can input different scenarios like different interest rates, the length of your home loan, and your weekly, fortnightly, or monthly repayments. It's good to play with this calculator, like let's say the interest rates at the moment, they're low at 2.19% 1 year fixed, but let's say interest rates will go up to 3.5% in a few years. You will have an idea whether you can afford it or not. There's also a suggestion on the side that says if you change the length of your home loan from 30 years to 27 years, you save this much money. Once you got your mortgage repayments figured out, you should also add to your budget the council rates that you pay for a year, home and content insurance, and home maintenance. This is just my personal number, but I budget for around $2,000 per year per home for home maintenance. Another very important thing I check is the builder's report. It's great when a property already comes with a builder's report because that's a cost that you don't have to pay for. A builder's report can reveal so much about a property that your normal civilian eyes don't see, and only a builder can see. And after I read the builder's report, I always follow it up with a phone call so that the builder can answer all my questions. Another thing I do is I sometimes bring my builder with me if it's like a full renovation of a house, and we can do like a rough calculation of how much things will cost. But also keep in mind that if it's not a simple reno, whatever the builder will quote you, there will always be additional costs because of unexpected things that will happen. Again, do your due diligence before buying a property because buying a home is one of the most expensive commitments you'll ever have in your life. I'm sure there will be other things I missed, so comment them down below if you think of something. And if you find value to this video, do me a favor and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!